Before we start, please take a look at these artists who had entered this contest. All of them are great. Please go check them out and just leave them a like, a smile. They are awesome. And now, on to the story.
You've been read.
Last year at AXE, I had my own encounter with a weeaboo. So I was there with friends and my boyfriend, and we were cosplaying as Vocaloid, myself as Meltdown Ren, and my boyfriend as Len. I was already annoyed because since I'm Asian, people kept coming up to me and asking me to speak Japanese for them. I'm Vietnamese and I do not know that language. Please stop asking me. Anyway, so this couple, a girl that looked 20, cosplaying as Sakura Haruno, and a guy looking about 16 cosplaying as Sasuke, comes up and asks to take our pics. Sure, we say it's fine. The girl starts taking multiple pictures of us and asking us to pose in different ways, which isn't weird, but then some people sort of started getting a little bit inappropriate, like ripping Len's shirt off and licking him. We decline as nicely as we can, and they seem to get over it, but they keep talking to us. And they try to join our group. No matter where we went, they followed. In fact, she followed me into the bathroom. While in the bathroom, she wanted a picture of me, sitting on the toilet. She told me it was her fetish, and it was one of many. I tried my best to ignore her, but she looked under the stall door, and I practically had a panic attack. She apologized a few times, saying arigato and junk, and when I told my boyfriend, he said it didn't sound like a big deal. And my friends thought it was humorous, so they wanted to keep him around to laugh at. So I put up with it, but ignore them. While we were in the dealer's hall later, Sakura accidentally pulled my wig off, and she started running away with it. I chased her like a boss, tackled her and got the wig, and she said I was glumping her. And guess where she followed me again when I had to put my wig on? The bathroom. I started complaining to my boyfriend about it, and he said that we can finally just tell them to go away. I was really happy, but even when we told them, they still followed relatively close behind us. About 30 minutes they disappeared, so things went well for us after that. But we'd always see them from a distance sometimes, where they'd be running like ninjas with their arms out, attacking random people, especially other Naurto cosplayers. While there were 3 with us before, we couldn't stop talking about how they were the best Sakura and Sasuke cosplayers there because they were a couple. Their costumes were pretty bad, and her wig looked like the kind you get from Party City. We ended up running into them again on day 2, and that's where the real horror started. We ended up running into them again on day 2, and that's where the real horror started. So they walked up to us like absolutely nothing was wrong between us, and like we were best friends. At the time, none of us really feel like starting anything, so we just sort of make small talk and walk away. We really should have known better, considering they followed us around all day yesterday. They said they saw us in the hotel lobby the night before, so they were staying at the same hotel and suggested a room rave. We said no. So they got over it after she bitched and moaned for 10 minutes about us not being Sugoi and stuff like that. We managed to get away from them for the most of the con, but they caught up with us again while we were sitting down eating. This girl ended up taking my food and shoving it into her already pocky-filled mouth, and then said that we should all share a ride back to the hotel because they didn't have money to get back and wanted to save their money for yaoi. We said no and that we were taking the shuttle anyway, but they decided to just get on with us when we left. They kept making up all these inappropriate gestures at us, and Sakura kept squealing when her Sasuke started doing yaoi with a Naruto on the bus. We got back to the hotel and went to our rooms. They followed us all the way up, and we told them to go away. We locked them out, but we could hear them outside the door talking and laughing and all that stuff. Eventually, she was pounding on the door, begging them to come hang out because they had something to show us. We ignored it, and after a while it got quiet, so we had assumed they left. One of my friends went out to go get ice, and they were still out there and shoved their way in when she opened the door. We told them to get out, but they thought that we were just joking. At that point, I'm pretty sure they were drunk since they reeked of alcohol, and they were surprisingly acting even more stupid than before. So we told them that they could stay for only 30 minutes, and then they had to leave. He suggested we watch Naurto, but we didn't even have a DVD player, thank God. And then the worst thing happened. They asked us if we wanted to have a foursome. Her, me, her boyfriend, and my boyfriend. She said my friends weren't good enough for it, and they were obviously relieved. We said no, but they started crawling all over us, and Sasuke stuck his hand down my boyfriend's pants. And my boyfriend just sat there, just dumbfounded in a state of shock or something, and sat there for a minute before flipping out. Then it got real terrible. She showed me her Kawaii Miku Pantsu Shimpan, or whatever the heck that is, which was stained with old blood. They were obvious period panties. She told me she wanted to take them off because they were getting too tight. At that point, I'd had it. My boyfriend shoved Sasuke off, and my friends were threatening to call security. Sakura and Sasuke got up and stumbled out there as fast as they could, and we didn't see them until day 4. When day 4 we saw them, they say hi like they were never in the hotel room to begin with. We just walked past them without saying anything, but Sakura suddenly glommed me and started going on about how she'd missed me, and she kept attempting to feel me up. My friends, with all their might, lifted her off me and practically threw her away from us, and her boyfriend started yelling at us about being violent with her for no good reason. At that point, I was really pissed off, and I let it all out about how disgusting and annoying they were. Then they finally left, and we hadn't heard from them until a month or so later when they tried to add us on Facebook. They kept on trying with new accounts, and I just kept blocking them. They also tried to ask us to be in a cosplay group for other Vocaloids with them, since we were kawaii, but obviously we ignored them.